Welcome back. We are ready to jump into part 2. This first part seemed easy, right? Well, you don't have to take my word for it. We have over 18,000 enterprise customers with Cisco Umbrella who can support all of the claims that I just made. Next slide. Our customers are seeing immense value with Umbrella. We have tons of use cases and proof points, and here are 2 on time to value. In a recent customer survey by TechValidate, we found that 85% of customers reported time to value in under a week, and 50% of customers reported time to value in under a day. Next slide. Also from our TechValidate survey, we found that customers are experiencing reductions in malware and alerts, improving their operational efficiency. Specifically, more than half of our customer respondents reported a 75% or higher reduction in malware. 7 out of 10 customers reported seeing a 50% reduction in alerts from other security systems. Because Cisco Umbrella stops threats earlier, security teams don't need to waste time in looking into alerts, making them more efficient. Next slide. A really amazing case study that came out recently was from Texas A&M University, highlighting that they were able to protect 180,000 users across 11 campuses. And they reported that they cut their security alerts by 50% on their downstream systems, significantly reducing phishing attacks specifically. The CISO, Danny Miller, was reporting that he had a great time rolling out Duo and Umbrella together and really tells the story really well. So go ahead and check out that case study on our website. Next slide. Now, for some customers, DNS layer security is the one that makes sense. It's easy to deploy and simple to manage. But if you need more control, Umbrella offers more. Umbrella integrates multiple security services: DNS layer security, secure web gateway, cloud delivered firewall, and cloud access security broker, all including interactive threat intelligence in one cloud platform. And this just was released in the last couple years. Having this functionality in one single platform is really important because it helps to reduce the time, money, and resources previously required for deployment, configuration, and integration tasks. Equally important is the flexibility to deploy what is needed in certain locations for certain users. For some users, it may mean that DNS layer security makes sense and it's the perfect fit, while others need deeper inspection with a secure web gateway or cloud delivered firewall to accomplish all of their use cases. So Umbrella includes all of these factors together, as well as Cisco SecureX, which is an integration platform that includes all Cisco security products and integrates also third-party products as well to provide a much easier single pane of glass for your security solutions. Next slide. So all of this security can be deployed in minutes. And because it's delivered from the cloud, there's no hardware to install or any software to manually update. And because we use DNS as well as proxying as the primary mechanisms for getting traffic to our platform, forwarding your traffic is really easy. For on-network coverage, you can utilize your DNS layer security by changing your forwarders on your DNS servers to Cisco Umbrella, or you can integrate with multiple Cisco routers or other edge devices to send us all of your traffic through our cloud-delivered firewall and secure web gateway. For users who are off-network, you can use our Cisco AnyConnect integration for easy SWG and DNS layer security, as well as our standalone agent, which works with any VPN and has been proven in over 1 million deployments. This allows you to protect those off-network users, those students and staff who are learning and working from home. Next slide. Umbrella provides visibility and protection for all of that traffic that I just mentioned, and we provide the visibility needed to protect all internet users across all of your campus locations. We want to provide this a unique visibility into all of your traffic and allow all of your users to be protected wherever they go. And this helps me transition to our next speaker, Ganesh, who's going to talk about Duo.
Thank you, Adrienne. Now let's talk about how you can implement strong zero trust access controls with Duo. I wanted to start off with why over 500 institutions trust Duo to protect their applications. One of the reasons being Duo can protect access for any application in your hybrid IT environment and for any user, because the typical IT environment in a education vertical is complex. You have all your faculty, your student members, your administrative staff who have varying levels of technical expertise, and also the vertical or the industry is in a cloud migration path, so there's a transformation within the IT itself. Another reason why all these institutions chose Duo is we have a wide breadth of coverage, not just in terms of users and applications, but also in terms of devices. We can cover any platform, any of our devices, Windows, iOS, macOS, and provide the same level of protection there. And last but not the least, the main reason all these institutions trust Duo is because it's just so easy to use and deploy. A lot of our institutions deploy Duo across their institution in just a matter of weeks for thousands of users, and don't see an increase, or rather see a decrease in the number of help desk calls they see after deploying Duo. So with that, let's look at why educational institutions need strong access controls. The first one being the modernization in the IT environment that the industry is going through. A lot of applications were on-prem that are now moving to the cloud. And your users are remote now. This is more true today than it was before, but generally there's a trend towards increasing remote work and mobile users. And all these users go remote. They bring in with them a BYOD or personal device to access those applications. So all these kind of technological trends are changing the IT environment, and the traditional method of enforcing access control and network controls do not scale very well for this modern perimeter. So that's one of the reasons why you need to change the approach, or think about modernizing the approach to implement strong access controls wherever your applications and users are. The second reason why educational universities need a strong access control is to keep basic security and hygiene. If you look at Verizon's data breach report and compare the 2019 report versus 2020 report, there's an over 200% increase in both number of incidents and also number of successful data breaches. So educational institutions are one of the highly targeted verticals today by cyber criminals, just because they hold so much sensitive data in their organization. And the typical tactics that cyber criminals use to attack these institutions is by starting a phishing campaign to compromise passwords and use those passwords to kind of gain unauthorized access to sensitive data. So that's one of the most common tactics that cyber criminals use. So there's a need to stop those kind of unauthorized access or use of stolen credentials. And the third reason why educational institutions implement a strong access control is compliance. As I mentioned earlier, educational institutions hold a lot of sensitive data, whether it's students' payment information or health information. Many health institutions are universities too. So all this PII kind of environments have regulations that organizations need to adhere to. Educational institutions also might need to comply with certain requirements to get federal grants, such as NIST and DFARS, or basic IT security compliance, such as ISO 27001. All these data security and data privacy guidelines have one goal, which is to block unauthorized access. So I talked about the IT transformation and education being one of the most targeted verticals. So there's a need to change the way we think about access. And one of the more popular or better approaches today is to implement a zero trust access. And we at Duo believe there's a 5-step journey. Zero trust is not a single product or a solution, but it's a philosophy that you can implement. And Duo can help guide educational institutions no matter where they are in the zero trust journey. And the way Duo implements zero trust access is, one, by providing strong authentications to verify user trust, and then verify the device trust by ensuring they're healthy and meet your organization's security requirements, and third, by covering all applications, so you get all comprehensive protection by securing access to users, any device, to any application. So let's look at some scenarios where Duo makes it harder for cybercriminals to initiate a successful attack. So let's assume in the first scenario that the cybercriminal has compromised credentials. And to initiate such an attack, the first step is initiate a phishing attack and compromise the actual password. And even if he has the password, if you have a multi-factor authentication in place, he has to get through that additional barrier of or approving that second factor authentication. So that creates an additional barrier for cybercriminals. And adding another layer barrier is by enforcing device hygiene, so making sure that the device that these cybercriminals are accessing from meet the security standards. So these are 3 layers of security that you can add to and increase the barrier for cybercriminals to overcome to initiate a successful attack when they're leveraging compromised credentials. Let's look at the next scenario where the devices are vulnerable or running outdated operating systems that can be exploited by cybercriminals. According to Gartner, in the past decade, only 0.4% of attacks were used true zero-day vulnerabilities. More than 99% of the attacks today leverage known vulnerabilities, and most common ones are operating systems and firmwares. So with Duo, you can ensure that any device, whether it's a BYOD or a managed device, is running up-to-date operating system and up-to-date browsers and all the up-to-date software, so that you can verify the device is up-to-date and secure before accessing those applications. This significantly minimizes the device risk and any vulnerabilities those devices might be bringing into your system. Third one is to enforce those granular adaptive access policies. This is really going the next level to block any unauthorized access. Duo provides rich context around users, the devices, the network they're trying to access from, and also their location. So you can implement all these context into your access policies. And the granularity of the Duo's policy engine really helps IT administrators to enforce for specific groups and specific applications. And many times our customers use these policy engines to map to their compliance requirements. So for example, if they want to protect a PCI environment, they can go ahead and enforce the strong access controls just for the PCI, whereas less strict controls for other applications such as Office 365 for email. So with that 3 scenarios, I wanted to take you through some of the benefits that Duo provides. One of the benefits that Duo provides is Duo can consolidate all your MFA requirements into one single solution. We see a lot of customers implementing multiple MFA solutions to cater to multiple types of applications, whether it's on-prem applications or a cloud application. And there's a lot of frustration that brings in that siloed environment. And customers choose Duo to break through those silos and consolidate their secure access with Duo to secure any application. The second benefit is balancing security with productivity. Duo is highly focused on making security easy for its users, no matter where they are with their technical expertise. And Duo makes it easy for administrators to roll it out with a lot of self-enrollment and self-remediation options, and also ability to flexibly authenticate depending on where the user is. Whether we see a lot of customers implementing a stronger authentication method such as U2F or push notification for more sensitive applications, whereas allow SMS or telephony kind of authentication for less sensitive or more diverse group of users. The last but not the least, the benefit our administrators, our customers administrators get is the ability to demonstrate compliance with ease. Duo has a comprehensive list of audit trail. It logs every single authentication attempt into your Duo protected application. So it makes it easy for administrators to prove compliance. We see a lot of our customers coming to Duo and saying this makes our tracking and logging and reporting so easy. And all these logs are exportable into a log collector or a SIEM application such as Splunk. So I wanted to share a cool customer story with you. We have Hamilton College, one of the oldest colleges in New York State. They had a diverse set of applications. They used an on-prem VPN service, also used a federation service with Shibboleth and InCommon. And they wanted to consolidate their MFA because they were using multiple free MFA solutions before, and also gain the ability to see the devices that are coming into their network. So with Duo, they were able to roll the solution out to their entire staff, faculty, and students, over 2,600 users in a matter of 6 weeks, and immediately gain visibility into all the users' devices. And they also reduced friction by implementing flexible authentication policies for different faculty members, and also seeing and mapping those authentication policies based on the sensitivity of the application. For more strict applications, the college requires the users to multi-factor authenticate every single time they access, but for less sensitive applications, once a day is the users authenticate, and they can gain access without multi-factor authenticating again into that application. So that's a really cool education customer that we have. With that, I want to close with Cisco's integrated approach. So you heard from Meraki in the session 1, where they simplify your IT network and network security. And then you heard from Adrienne, who talked about how you can secure your users wherever they go with the Cisco Umbrella's internet security. And now you learned about how Duo can protect access for any user from any device and any location, basically securing the data in your applications. So with that, I encourage you to try free trials. All the solutions that you heard today have a free trial available on our website. So please follow the link and sign up for a free trial today. Thank you.